It's the JT Cho Show!
10,
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the JT Cho Show. Today is Monday, the 2nd of November, which means spooky season came to a close. Not my strongest performance of podcasting, but we made it through the month. I was very busy. If you've been following along, thanks. Got some new followers. Thanks for coming along, guys. Appreciate everyone that I get. So today, I'm going to bring on a special guest. We're going to bring him in for, via Zoom. Okay, we're going to bring Cut back. Everyone likes when Cut comes on, so we just got to wait till it loads. I bought a new timer. I forgot to start it officially, so it's 45 seconds behind. But I bought a new timer because the last podcast that I did, I didn't know how long it was because I didn't have a timer going. But so we're going to via Zoom's Cut in, right? Yeah. Let it load. It's going to take a second to load. Oh, he tricked us. If you're watching the video.
Hello there.
If you're watching the video, it's on
Brought some treats.
jtjbell.com. Go follow my links. Go to Twitter. You'll see it on video. But he's actually in person in Studio A of the JT Show. Welcome back.
Great to be here.
Happy vacation.
Thank you.
As we house our apple juice.
Yeah, apple juice.
Yeah. How was your flight?
It was okay. It was a seamless transition because my first layover is Minneapolis, my only layover. Got there, walked right off my first plane onto my second one. It was perfect timing. No big deals. Didn't have to share a row with anybody, so no COVID scares yet.
Yeah. I flew to Alaska. I've shared that. It was kind of like I was nervous at first, but not sitting next to anybody is the best.
Yeah, no, it's pretty great to have the row to yourself.
To have that buffer.
Yeah.
Not fighting over the... I want the armrest.
I take the armrest every time.
Fuck them. Except if it's like an old lady, then
I definitely get the armrest if it's an old lady because she's not going to overpower my elbow.
I just think she's like a nice little grandma. Who knows? She could be a bitch.
Yeah, she's probably a jerk.
So we've got various things that we want to talk about today. We'll start off with fantasy football.
Oh, man.
So Monday Night Football, it's the Bucks. We'll go over this real quick. Bucks,
Yeah.
G-Men.
A couple hours, right?
Too easy.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
Bucks.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not even going to be close.
Yeah.
Bucks. I'll take the Bucks with the points. I don't even know what the points are, but Bucks with the points.
I think Tom Brady goes off for, I'm going to say, 4 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown. I think he's just going to have a dominant performance.
I'll take the over for the passing.
Yeah, and then the only other thing that I can predict and put money on is I think they beat him by at least 18.
Oh wow, that's a big one.
Yeah,
Man, see,
18.
I don't know what Vegas has him at, but I think I might take the under for that if you're taking them by 18. I mean, that's a big number. I mean, it could fucking happen though.
I just they're not not very sound without. They're a very passing forward offense right now. And,
oh yeah.
And Saquon's out. Sorry, fantasy football owners. So fantasy football though.
Sorry, Carr.
How's it going this year for you for COVID season?
Oh man, so the first 3 weeks went by perfectly. Christian McCaffrey, Lamar Jackson, and Raheem Mostert are like my big 3 guys. And Christian McCaffrey's been out the last, 6 weeks, the last 5 weeks, whatever it's been.
A long time.
Yeah, he went out with a high ankle sprain.
He's running back of yesteryears at this point.
Yeah, man. So last year he was the 3rd highest scoring player in fantasy football.
Super dominant.
Above 90% of the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
The only 2 people that outscored him, it was Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes.
And I remember that season too because when the previous season you drafted Christian and I was just like, oh man, that's such a good move. And then it's paid off for those 2 years, and I'm thinking he's rolling his 3rd year with Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I mean, I could still. I'm not out of playoffs yet, so I'm on a 2-game losing streak right now, and I'm more than likely going to lose tonight's game unless I end up getting 50 points out of Mike Evans and Tampa's defense.
That's a lot. I was on a 2-game winning streak. I squeaked a win out over Langston, and then I beat you last week.
Yeah.
But I'm still out of playoffs as of now. I'm sitting in 7th place at 3-4. I have more than 130 points more than 8th place.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm about to go to 3-5, which still keeps me out of playoff contention.
I'll
at the
be
moment.
4-4.
4-4 if you lose, and 5-3 if you
I'll be
win.
4-4.
The top in our 10-man league he's 5-2.
Mm-hmm.
2nd through 4th is 4-3. Cut sitting at 5th place at 4-3. You got 6th place, same record. I'm sitting at 3-4, and so is 8th place. And then 9th and 10th are both 2-5, with a point difference of 932 for the points scored by the champion, and the top points is 1,000 in this league, and the bottom points is 760. Somehow, 760 points total has beaten these two 9th and 10th placers. They've had more wins over someone.
Yeah, you have to look at the points against.
Yeah.
Because I'd be willing to bet that Chapo's got
the majority of his points in his 3 wins
Yeah.
and no points in his
Yeah,
losses,
exactly.
100%. But
So I
somehow,
think he's had 3 weeks where he scored under 80 points, which is just insane.
right, I'm going to need my players. I can't afford to bench people on the fact that I'm up by 2. If they fumble, I could lose the game, which has happened.
Mm-hmm.
I need more points because if I'm sitting in that 6th place slot, we're a points league and not a head-to-head league. So I need major points from my team in the second half of the season with wins. I can't afford to lose any fucking more. It's rough. I'm winning in my fucking money league, and I'm losing in the league I want to win more, which we don't even make money. It's fucking
it's just a
military
cool trophy.
bragging rights,
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, bitches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sad.
Yeah, I'm not doing as hot as I thought I'd do. I'm hoping I make a second half of the season push. It's going to be close for me because I get Christian McCaffrey back this next week, and then after that, hopefully Raheem Mostert comes back because he also had an ankle sprain.
I thought it was a genius. Not really a genius. I just thought everybody else was slipping because Williams, the number 2 back for the Packers, was on the waivers for both the leagues that I play in.
Mm.
I benched him. I have running backs now. I have Josh Jacobs. I have plenty of running backs in my money league, and I have decent. Zeke Elliott, you're a fucking bum. The Cowboys are a scrub. Go fuck yourselves. You're tanking for Trevor. I'm losing my bragging league because I have Zeke and Amari Cooper. I'm gonna throw the fuck up. But
yeah, Zeke's rough without a passing game.
But Williams, the week I picked him up and had him on the bench, scored 19 points with Aaron Jones at the number 1 back, and Aaron Jones coming out of the number 1 back position. Williams still got me decent pointage, but it's like produce every week.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I had that rookie. I picked him up just for shits and giggles. The rookie DD something or D something. I can't remember his name, but he's the rookie for Seattle. He ended up getting 20 points, and I had him on my bench.
Leaving points on the bench.
Yeah, and realistically, I shouldn't be starting Le'Veon Bell. I don't know why I'm starting Le'Veon Bell at all. Like, until he produces more than 8 points, I should just keep him on the bench.
There's 2 types of losses in fantasy football. It's leaving points on the bench, and it's leaving no points on the bench. Which do you hate more?
Leaving points on the bench, because then it's you made a critical decision. Unless it's like a fluke game, like I have Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
And he averages maybe somewhere around 8-9 points, and he sits on my bench most weeks unless I have like a bye week come up.
Right.
So if I start like Mike Evans over him,
he's a bye week flex.
or Adam Thielen over him, and then he all of a sudden goes off like a 30-point game, and I lose, I'm not upset at that because I made the correct decision. I mean, hindsight it wasn't, but like before the game, obviously you're not going to start Marquise Brown over either one of those guys.
Right.
So like I'm not too upset at that. I mean, I hate losing either way, but it's even worse if you know you had the points and you just didn't play them.
Yeah. So what eats me up is that self-doubt for next week because it's a week-to-week thing.
And then you end up tinkering with your lineup and you put
tinkering
guys in and out. Yeah, tinkering kills lineups.
But I get so depressed when I played my best guys and they can't compete.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, I'm not going to get past anybody else with this team, and then you're throwing up because the waivers look garbage. And
the waivers in our league right now are so
slim
bad.
pick to none. And this is a 10-man league. The 12-man league is awful.
Yeah.
And
Because you see guys, you're like, man, they could have a good game, but they're not worth throwing away a different guy.
like the only reason I still have Lazard for the Packers, he had that one really good game, pulled an abdomen muscle, and he's been on the IR list for 3 weeks now. I think since the bye week at least. Makes me sick to my stomach that he got buku points. Now he's not in. He's in my IR, but I don't want to release him because I think he's going right back to the starting lineup. And
I would assume so. I don't know why he wouldn't.
Yeah.
He's at least going to go back and be their number 3 guy.
So it's just like I think I sabotage myself more when I leave points on the bench because then I start tinkering the lineups and starting. Yeah. But when you have no points on the bench, it just really makes me doubt myself as an owner.
Yeah, so for me, I've had two or 3 weeks where I had less than 5 points on my bench, but that's because I had a bunch of guys that were injured, and a bunch of guys that were just bye weeks. Like that bye week, I think it was the week 4 bye week where Lamar Jackson was out, Adam Thielen was out. Like I had a bunch of people that didn't have games, and then like my running backs were both injured, so I had 2 guys on IR plus 4 players that were out.
I believe I had a week where my bench had, that was 2 players. I had a week where I think only one person on my bench scored points. So one of the toughest week for me was week 5. I picked up a lot of Detroit players. Marvin Jones Jr., who scored a fucking touchdown on Sunday, was trashed the whole season, averaging less than 5 points in our league, and we're a half-point PPR league.
Yeah, it's garbage points.
I only had points from Jared Cook, Sanders, who now he's on a COVID scare. But there have been multiple weeks where, for instance, Tom Brady was on my bench. He only scored 18 points. Besides Tom Brady, Sanders had COVID-19. Jared Cook had no game, so Sanders was out either way. Seattle's defense had no game. Green Bay's defense on the bench had -1 points because we can't stop the fucking run. Mm-hmm. And Lazard is on the injured reserve. So between 6 potential slots and players, it was -1 points and 18 positive, so only 7.
So this was my worst week. It was week 7. So I had Raheem Mostert on IR, 0 points. Thielen bye week. Jackson bye week. Brown bye week. Hasty, 7 points. Chris McCaffrey, IR.
Yeah.
And I ended up scoring 91 points. I think I might have ended up taking out a win there. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, no, that was last week, so I lost that.
Right.
Was that against you? No, that was against Langston.
Week.
That was against Langston.
It was I know you guys are hearing from me from the side. It was a quiet week for us.
It was indeed.
We knew we were playing each other. I'm still pouring. But we knew we were playing each other respectfully from the week prior. Yeah. Both coming off of wins. I won by less than a full point, I think. Mm-hmm. I literally picked up scrubs off of the waivers. He's a 3rd or 4th slot receiver for Atlanta. He got me 7 points, which was 7 more than I thought he was going to get me.
Yeah.
So that week it was like we were like, oh, we play each other, and then I just told myself, your team has either a chance now, or if Cut beats you, it's so much harder.
What did you end up winning by? It was less than 5 points, right? It wasn't much.
We can check. We can. Jamie, pull it up.
Yeah, Jamie, pull it up for us.
By the way, speaking of assistants, I'm going to call them co-partners because, I feel like Jamie is such a part of Joe.
He's a huge part of it.
Huge part. He's, I think if anybody can get a hold of Joe Rogan, if Jamie, I'll tweet you, young Jamie, I'll clip this. If you want to make money, make a fucking t-shirt that says, pull it up, Jamie.
Yeah.
Put that on a shirt. Pull it up, Jamie. Dude, make that a shirt. It will fucking sell. Make that, and they'll buy it. So last week was week 7 in our league.
Mm-hmm.
That was against Chomsky's. It was week 6 we played each other, I believe. So I'm on so anyways. So I ended up getting 107.15 points, and Cut ended up with 106.
Point,
so my starting quarterback then, now benched, Fitzpatrick.
Did I have any points on the bench that I could have? I probably did, too.
Matt Ryan, if you would have started Matt Ryan over Lamar Jackson, he would have got you 7 more points.
I wasn't going to do that.
Marquise Brown, is that who you have?
Yeah, Marquise Brown.
You have, let's see, you could have potentially
Gained back a point.
1 point from Mozart for
Yeah.
San Fran. But look at my bench. Oh, yeah, worst week on my bench. Lazard 0, Green Bay -1. I
Oh my
literally
God,
played.
You had a COVID player.
And the only thing, I literally couldn't have done anything better. And here's the thing.
Juju kind of screwed you on that one.
Juju got less points than Marvin Jones Jr.
Crazy.
And oh man, I tweeted his ass. I tweeted his ass.
You're that guy.
And I said, I can't wait to dump this motherfucker. But right now I'm gonna lose week 8 for sure. I'm gonna move to 3 and 5, but I just have to do my fantasy football like rain dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how fantasy's going. What's the toughest part for COVID? Waivers, the unpredictability.
Unpredictability, because it doesn't matter, like, literally, like,
Who
fucking
you
knock
are.
on wood, Christian McCaffrey could come back, and then all of a sudden he tests positive for COVID.
Yeah.
And then he's gone for another game.
Yeah.
And it's and it could happen to any player.
It could happen like NFC Championship. Let's say somehow.
Dude, could you imagine?
Could you imagine like okay? Here's the scenario I thought in my head. The Packers learned to stop the run. Okay, so now they're a team. Okay, they're not. It's all on you, Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron leads them to the promised land of the NFC. They're in the championship game against the Seahawks.
Mm.
The Seahawks are looking goddamn good, but the Packers still have Aaron Rodgers. Somehow we got the home field advantage, but the Seahawks are still a killer, and there's still no fans, so there's not really a home field advantage. So it's the day before the game, and Aaron Rodgers comes down with COVID-19. They throw in fucking Love.
Oh my God.
And Love gets the W and leads them to the Super Bowl.
Rodgers is gone.
Rodgers would have to be, he'd win the Super Bowl and ride off into the sunset. Not retirement. He'd be a Patriot.
Yeah, he'd ride up north.
If Aaron Rodgers goes to the Patriots, you heard it here first, and I will buy a jersey.
I would love that. So I want to address something too. Last time I was in this house on a podcast, I talked about Cam Newton.
He did. Look it up.
And
YouTube.
I called him a pussy for not diving on the ball in the Super Bowl, but I also said, I'd love you on the team for the right contract. He came to the team for the right contract.
They're
I'm
smart.
not saying I'm a prophet. I'm just saying that was a smart fucking move.
Yeah, you can't just sign him because of his name.
Cam Newton had a bonehead play,
Mm-hmm.
didn't protect the ball
Mm-hmm.
when we were driving, possibly about to score a touchdown to win the game
Against the Bills.
against the Bills,
Mhm.
best team in the AFC East. It's okay. We lost against the best team in the AFC East. The Bills are a very solid team. I've had faith in them all year. Got a $100 bet against Pepper.
100.
And he's going to have to pay me. Yeah, it's not 50. It's 100.
Hondo.
It's okay. It was a tough loss to lose like that because we should have at least tied it with a field goal. But it's okay. Shit happens. Looking at the rest of our schedule, I think we're going to be just fine. Hopefully we get a wild card. It's not over yet. We're still here.
All right. So you might have been wondering this whole time why Android 18 is sitting in front of us. Now, the thing was, there's this. Cut looked it up. There's this Funko Pop.
I saw a TikTok.
Yep, TikTok. He sent it to me.
I sent it to him, and what it was a guy purchasing.
I love them.
This particular pop, and he bought it at the GameStop, and it was still in the box, and he unwrapped it at the counter, and then cut the head open, and there was a little Dragon Ball.
I think it was the 4-star Dragon Ball.
I don't remember which one it was, but there was
Right.
a little Dragon Ball on the inside of the head in some packaging, but like, you can't really hear. There's nothing really going on in the head, and then like I shine some light through it, and I like it kind of maybe looks a little orange, but like, and then I did a little bit of research on it before the podcast, and it turns out that a lot of people don't have anything in the heads of the pops. So like, I don't know if it's a ruse or people just making shit up and being like, oh yeah, cut open your fucking Funko Pops because there's shit in there. So we're not going to do it.
So we were gonna do it, and we went to a store, a Funko Pop store that sells a lot of them. Like it's a GameStop, whatever.
Yeah.
And I love these Logan dudes. Okay, like
They're pretty sweet.
like we've all seen my collection. I've got
Some
all the
cool
All
ones.
Mights except for one. I've got some Dragon Ball Z, some Naruto. fucking Star Wars. I mean, I wish I had more, and I wish
You
I.
even have Hokage Naruto.
Oh yeah, dude, I had to. He's
Mhm.
Naruto's my favorite anime. But anyways, so you see my collection, and Cut's like, let's buy 2 and then cut them open.
Yeah, I was like,
and
the 5 couple.
And I was like, and I kept looking, and he's like, what about Thanos? That one looks cool. And I was like, man, I didn't want to cut it open though because it looks so cool.
Yeah.
And then so
that's what I told him. I was like, I'm gonna get one that you don't have and cut it open just to watch you squirm.
And so I'm going out. I was like, damn, dude, these are so. I enjoy them. And then so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll order another Android 18 and we'll just cut her open. So I found one on Amazon and I had it in my shopping cart.
Mm.
He did a little bit more research, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm canceling my order. But you know, it's not. I don't think it's worth it. Like even if a little Dragon Ball popped out, like I'd rather have.
I mean, it'd be cool just to know. Like that's the only thing.
Yeah.
But like I'm a betting man. I bet money. There's nothing in that thing.
Yeah, I mean, there doesn't seem to be a ball. It seems to just be.
But it looks a little orange, just a little bit.
I don't think so. That looks mostly yellow. On the
Yeah,
top.
I don't think there's anything in it.
The oranges, I think.
Oh,
is
it's
just from
probably
her
the skin. Yeah. Whoa, she's got some eczema.
Yeah, man. But yeah, we were gonna cut this open on the video version, which again you can find Twitter or jtofjphil.com. Twitter's
YouTube
jtofjphil.
too, yeah?
Well, that's how you get to the YouTube.
Mm.
Because I don't have a domain name yet.
Comment on the YouTube channel if you want Taylor to cut open one of his pops. We'll make a little poll, and he'll cut open whichever one you guys want him to cut open.
If I get 5 comments from 5 separate people saying they want me to cut open a Funko Pop, I'll cut open a Funko Pop. No, I'm not gonna let you choose here.
Oh yeah, no, they get a pick.
No,
I'll make them do it.
Deals off. There's
I'll
some you
make 'em
can't
do
get. There's some you can't fucking get, man.
I'll do it without him.
Nah, dude. I'll die.
I'll film it on my phone, and then the next podcast we do together, be like, "Hey, special guest."
I'd probably just hit the space button to stop the video. And just be like, I'm gonna go to bed for a while. So
But we'll give you guys a list in the description of the video. Give you a
I just
list
say,
of ones
if you-
that he'd be willing to cut open, and if 5 people vote on one of them, we'll cut one of them open before I leave.
okay, the only way that I'm cutting any of them open is if I can buy them, like buy a replacement.
So you'll go through them. You'll make sure you can buy a replacement of them.
Yes.
I'm sure the Android will be one of them that we put on the list. But
I mean, well, that one's some of them are above average price now.
Well, we'll look at them.
Yeah,
We'll look at them.
I mean, like
We'll get a couple together.
The
You might not
Genie-
even have to cut them open. If five people don't comment.
No one comments.
I mean, there's going to be one for each of them already.
Frank will comment, but like for instance, I know the genie from Aladdin, I think is super. One of them is super rare. Dumbo, super duper rare. Like who the fuck
So
would
we're
put
cutting
Dumbo?
open Dumbo.
Yeah, I don't have Dumbo.
Oh, okay.
I don't fuck with Dumbo, and they didn't make as many as Dumbo, and like now they're super. It's a version of Dumbo, but like
We'll take the Disney ones off the table. The Disney ones are kind of cool.
all of them are kind of cool, man.
I'll put one of the Ahsokas on there
Oh goddamn, dude.
just to see. That's only if people comment on it.
No one's gonna
I don't
comment.
think it's going to happen.
I don't pull enough content.
Yeah.
Anywho, so we're on vacation. I had to work the last 2 nights, so today's the first day we hung out. Got some snacks, got some juice.
Juice.
One of the things that we like to do is, so Cut came over. We traded an anime that we each liked.
Mm.
I blew through Hunter x Hunter, so now
Yeah.
I've got almost a whole collection of Funko
yeah.
Pops
That might be my favorite one that you have too. This guy.
going.
This is Gone. He's doing his special move, and he
I think.
pivots.
John Ken.
I don't know. I just call it Rock because
Rock,
that's,
paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes. And he
Yeah.
attacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty dope.
Yep, and then I also have Ahsoka, Karapika, and Leorio.
Leorio.
Yeah. Leorio.
Yeah.
Anyways, so there's a new anime that came out. It's a Crunchyroll. They released, actually, if you don't have Crunchyroll, I mean, it's free to watch on Crunchyroll with commercials. YouTube actually has the first episode now.
Oh, interesting.
So it's called Jujutsu Kaisen, I think. I've never heard it pronounced in English. So
okay.
it's brand new. It's got like 6 episodes. It's on Crunchyroll. I told Cut, I said, hey, the first episode's pretty dope, but to really take the series in as much as you can without watching all 5 episodes, like the first 2 are kind of a mandatory.
Yeah. I would say they're mandatory.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you ever watch Soul Eater, the first 3 episodes is literally the main character's backstory,
Introductions. Yeah.
the second main character's backstory, and the third main character's backstory / introductions, and then it gets to the plot and all that other bullshit. But this episode, it kind of takes two to explain who are these people, how do they come to meet, and what the fuck's going on here.
Yeah.
So as introduced to a new anime that you've never seen, like what are some things that you liked or whatever about it?
It's pretty interesting. I don't think I've ever watched an anime like it. It's I mean, without giving away too many spoilers, I just saw the first 2 episodes. So you eat these cursed objects, and not everybody can absorb them, but this one guy can absorb them pretty well. So he's like eating them and getting these powers.
In one we'll say one high school English paragraph, 35 sentences. So basically, society with all their depressing thoughts creates these things called curses. So the more depressed the area, sometimes can create greater curses around death.
More powerful curses.
And then essentially, these curses can become super powerful, but they get banished by these other guys. And some of them are so strong that they leave cursed objects behind.
The curses are like these demons, basically.
Yeah. I wish they would call them demons, but
yeah, they're basically demons.
But there's Demon Slayer, you know. Yeah. So essentially, though, there's one. It revolves around a character. He's the protagonist. It gives his little backstory, but I really, as undisciplined as I can write this English sentence in my head, I fucks with it. Yeah,
so I give it an 8 out of 10 right now.
That's really good.
Just for the first 2 episodes. Yeah, and I would say right now for me, I'm on episode 110 of One Piece, and I give it a 9 right now.
Okay, dude.
But also, like, my scale is a little skewed, so I think My Hero's a 10.
We don't know what's going on.
Something weird outside.
Hold on 2 seconds, everybody. We keep telling about One Piece.
So, yeah, so I think My Hero's probably a 10. Naruto was a 10 for me, just because it was the first one I ever watched.
And are you here for the armoire?
Oh, we might have to,
Are you here for the
cut.
dresser? Are you here for the dresser? All right, just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to put my dogs outside.
You want to pause this?
Yeah, so, hey everybody, I don't like interrupting. I'm selling this like dresser things. The guy's here early, so we're gonna pause this, take an intermission break, and then we're just gonna cut right back into where we were. So stay on. We're talking about stealing from comics. Sorry about that. So I was selling some extra furniture in my house, making some cash for Boys Week.
Mm-hmm.
So Cut was in the middle of rating.
I was just giving my ratings for different things. So the Jutsu, how do you say that?
Jujutsu Kaisen. I've never heard it in English.
I'll give it a refined score, a barstool score. 7.6.
Okay.
7.6.
I think right now of season 1 for the first 5 episodes, I think it could be almost an 8.1 because of where it's set. And it's 5 episodes in. I enjoy it. But you were saying you're on episode 110 for One Piece.
Yep.
Now, I was excited on the way home today to be leaving work for 13 days straight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on vacation.
Oh yeah.
Staycation.
Vacation.
The gang's all here.
The gang's all here for vacation.
I fucking stutter. The gang's all here. SpongeBob quote.
Mm-hmm.
So on the way home, I listened to a playlist which is all of the One Piece intros.
Nice.
And so as you listen to these different songs, you get to think of what happened in those seasons.
Mm.
And so I'm
on the Alabaster one right now.
Right, but I forgot some key pivotal moments that happen before it gets to the really good part.
Before 200 or whatever.
Well, there's a part where you're like, okay, this is heating up, and then there's a part where you're like, this is on fire. Mm-hmm. But there's a little bit of fireness before the on fire, and I forgot about that because I was watching some of the songs as they played through. Yeah. So I was like,
some good stuff.
It gets way better. Like if you're a Travi,
mm-hmm.
and at this point you're me, and you're every week you're up to date,
mm-hmm.
you're like, damn, this is some good ass shit right now. But you got to get through the backs. You got to get through the how. You can't just have a fucking
I'm pretty
montage.
stoked, and I've been enjoying it so far. It's not like I have to. I'm not like grinding my way through it. Like it's actually pretty cool.
I can't think of an anime right now that has ever had a montage.
A montage?
You know how like in American movies, like Rocky just has a montage and it gets stronger. Anime is like filler, struggle, battle.
Why would you?
My
Yeah, I mean
mom's
that's
dead.
the whole. I think that's what puts animes above like American things because there's not. You don't really show that much of a struggle because like I mean, like I go back to Hercules, the old Disney movie. Like he struggled for like a quarter second and then it went through a montage and 2 minutes later.
Song.
Yeah, one song.
Danny DeVito sung it.
2.5 minutes later, and he's just yacked out of his mind.
That's a montage.
And that's not how animes work at all. Like that. Could you imagine how much cooler Hercules would have been if they turned it into like anime style and they made it like 2 or 3 seasons? And like one of the seasons, he's just a struggling little bitch and he gets his ass whooped all the time, and he keeps getting back up and he's just getting stronger.
And the thing about Naruto is instead of doing like a one montage episode, they basically said, no, we're just not going to write for these 3 years because we would have to write an extra 300 episodes at least.
Mm-hmm.
So he drops off at a certain age and then they just bring it back. And during those 3 years of time, not like a fucking 2-day montage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got to fight in 6 weeks, Rocky. You got to get 3 years go by and you kind of understand that like it wasn't overnight. When in American movies, all your parodies, South Park does a good one. You gotta have a montage. So basically like anime just never does that, and there's some that give shits for how many fillers, but there's actually a funny YouTube video where this dude, I think it's labeled when your girl doesn't fuck with anime, and she's like, you watch that cartoon shit, and then she's like, and she says a lot of things, but he was just like, fire plot development, fire fucking character development, and you're like, dude, the character development hits you right here.
Storylines are solid.
When you're by yourself and not with your boys, and you're watching anime.
Yeah, we never cried in front of each other when we were watching the Pain Saga.
No, but spoiler alert, if you've never watched Naruto, plug your ears for 10 seconds. When Jiraiya dies,
oh my god,
I cried. I was all by myself in the basement.
I teared up because I watched it with you. I teared up and I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I was like, look at him, like, crying a little bitch.
And then we went on a little bit further, and then I had to watch Kakashi die, and I was like, oh my god.
So yeah, I remember that too. 'Cause she's like, oh, this is dope. Kakashi's fighting Pain. And then an episode later, you're like, bro, come on, man.
Dude, I was so defeated. I was like, there's no way.
And I'm like, are you ready for another 20 episodes until you feel better? That's probably in that arc.
One of the best anime fights of all time is Naruto vs. Pain.
Yeah, that's top 5 for me, easy. Mm-hmm. It's one of my top number. It's the number 1 entrance for a protagonist in anything, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty solid.
Fucking,
he just appears out of nowhere with his fucking nature eyes.
Oh, and he's just like, where's the village, bitch? And the old lady's like, this is the village, bitch. And then you're like, let's go. It's go time.
You learned what pain was.
Dude, my pain is greater than yours. I'm a ginger. So, vacation week. We're here in Michigan. We're selling fucking furniture in the middle of a goddamn
selling furniture, drinking wine.
Hey, you know what? Today, I'm going to tweet this. Today's Monday, the 2nd of November. I probably guarantee that this is the first fucking podcast that anyone's ever sold furniture on.
Maybe.
What other fucking podcast have ever sold? I sold a goddamn armoire or a hutch.
Whatever you want to call it.
Whatever the fuck.
Hybrid piece.
Maybe the wardrobe to that fucking wizard bitch place.
Yeah.
Can't remember
the Lion, the Witch, and the
wardrobe.
The hutch.
Yeah, the hutch. The TV entertainment center.
Yeah.
It's an antique.
The Lion, the Witch, and the antique hutch.
But, if you're one of my followers, find me a fucking podcast that has sold furniture. I want to submit that to, like, I probably hold the world record on Guinness for the pieces of furniture sold on Facebook Marketplace during a...
It was mid anime rating too. We just rolled with it.
We should have sold it live and had the guy. Dude, the guy, by the way, he was.
I should have had him come in. He was a blue collar boy.
Oh yeah, working hard at the Detroit factory.
Black hands and everything.
Yeah,
white guy.
Yeah. Dirty hands.
Yeah, dirty hands. He was counting out his money.
Yeah, on the table, and I was like, that's the kitchen table.
Yeah,
I counted it as he counted it out loud.
Same,
and
same.
then
I watched the bills fall.
and then as soon as we got in his truck, we were like, all right, it's not ours anymore. The door's locked, and I got the gun loaded.
He's like, all right, I'll be gone in a couple minutes.
I tried to push him back. I emailed the wife, I'm assuming, and she's like talking to me about buying it, and then he said, this is the husband. I will not have texting. He pulled out a flip phone.
Oh yeah.
Nothing wrong with having it. Just,
It's just funny.
he pulled it out.
In 2020, man, come on.
Yeah, and then he was just like, I don't know, checking for his wife who might have been calling because I did message her and I tried to push it back to 6:45.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. Motherfucker. I should have
Right. We did it live.
I should have farted it by taking the trophy from Beer Fest and goddamn brewery, but then goddamn Hutch and just fucking ruin it. But when I receive this Hutch for free, I get a lot of used furniture. My living room, all used furniture. My basement, all used furniture. This chair, used fucking furniture.
This dog, used furniture.
It technically is. It's a rescue. But this table right here that you can see at the bottom of the screen if you go to jtfjville.com.
Oh, here she is.
Oh, Chicago.
Oh, there she is.
Chicago.
Oh, the dog made it to this fucking.
She's been a. Oh wait, hold on. Let's at 42 minutes ish. So let's smile on 3.
There it is.
Okay, so we'll screenshot that part. That'll be our thumbnail.
Alrighty.
Cora Girl's been on the podcast before because she's a needy girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's my baby though. She gives you those sad puppy dog eyes.
Yeah, she does. That's all she has is sad puppy dog eyes.
But her life has never been better. I mean, she has to live with me, so that's pretty hellacious. But
That's probably why she's so depressed all the time.
So depressed, so sad. But she's really coming around.
She did. This is the first time I came to visit where she ran right up to me and jumped on my lap, which is, big because normally she just cowers in the corner for a day and a half.
She loves my grandma.
Nice.
Which is great when you have a dog that loves her grandma. But see you later. But yeah. So it's the Saturday for the boys' flag flying high and proud in front of the house.
Hashtag Barstool.
Barstool Sports, thanks. Things to come. I talked about it on the last one. Only 8 views on YouTube. Go to YouTube. But we have the hot wing eating competition.
Oh man, yeah.
Would you like a refill?
So
how do you feel? How do you
top
feel specifically about that?
So we got. I mean, I'm sure everyone's heard of Hot Ones, and if you haven't, it's just these.
It's our tribute to Hot Ones.
Yeah, it's a tribute to Hot Ones. It's just a guy, I can't remember his name, but he has celebrities come on and they eat like the hottest hot sauces ever, and it's just really funny. Oh yeah, here's one of them.
That's
it's called The Bomb, Beyond Insanity. So there's that one.
I've shown them the rest on it. If you want to see the previous ones, head on over to episode 56 of the JT Show.
Ingredients: habanero peppers, chipotle puree, water, orange juice, concentrate, natural pepper flavoring, potassium sobrate. Yeah, the habanero is the main one.
So my goal during this, we're going to have milk available. We're going to have dairy-free milk available for Garvin. Shout out to Gary.
Is he lactose intolerant?
I'm 95% sure on our friendship that he's lactose intolerant.
How 5'11" of him.
But anyways, I talked about this. This is the sauce that like people eat. Doesn't have a great taste, but that's when the heat kicks in. My goal the entire episode is to not drink anything.
That's the idea. Yeah, no, I have the same goal.
Yeah.
Like so we're going to have how many sauces? 10, 9, 5?
Officially
3?
10.
So there's 3.
What?
No, I was just trying to lower the number.
No. But there may be a surprise that comes in.
Oh my god. So there's 11 fucking sauces.
Oh man, should I tell you? Should I tell them now or should I wait?
You might as well just tell them now, yeah. We're going to do it live.
We're going to do it live on Facebook.
And we're also going to edit a YouTube video for it.
Yeah, so
we're going to try and make the YouTube video around 10 minutes long. Yeah. That's like the primo time frame for videos.
I think with 3 of us and 11 sauces, probably 15 minutes.
Well, 10 to 15 around there. Yeah. That's like vlog time.
So we have to look up the Scoville scales for each sauce,
Yeah,
and then
we're gonna go numerical order.
and then we're gonna create like we're gonna do some pan shots. I went to Coolidge for it. So we're gonna like build a little cart and sling these like a little camera out, so it's like zooming in on the hot sauce. We're gonna make it look nice and classy. And this is our tribute to you, hot ones at First We Feast. Huge fans of the show.
What's the guy's name? I can't. Think
Sean. Dude, I'm a fan of the show, and I'm drawing a
Yeah,
blank.
no, I can't remember the thing either. I love when he has Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura on.
Yes,
Because they're just
Sean
hilarious.
Evans.
Sean Evans.
Sean Evans. I'm gonna
Shout out to you.
I'm gonna clip this as well, Sean Evans, and tag you on Twitter. But look for this video,
Mhm.
and I will conquer these sauces with
He's pretty good at it. I'm worried about myself just because
And we have Gary.
love hot sauce. Like I put Tapatio and Cholula on everything.
I almost shaved my head to host it.
Oh man, that'd be funny.
But-
we could get you a cap for it, like one of those like swimmer caps.
I mean, Halloween USA still probably is open,
Yeah.
but I gotta like my ginger locks.
Yeah. But we don't want to copy the show too much.
No, I just
Yeah.
but Sean Evans.
Yeah, homage to you guys.
Homage to you. I'm gonna
great
clip,
show.
Great show. 100%.
He made it too. They got it live like a normal TV show too.
Yeah. Game show. So
Yeah.
hey, if I can't get on your show, put me on your game show. Holla,
You might be able to do both.
dude. I'm a huge fan.
I'll
Sean
drink to
Evans. Drink that.
Yeah.
But we have that coming up. We might do like a fun 5 to 10 minute cooking video, something simple. I know Garvin wants to do like something eccentric, but just doing something eccentric is stressful enough. Like a
Yeah.
6-hour process to cook beef. I don't want to fuck that up for a 5-minute YouTube video.
Yeah.
So I'd rather make like almost like a funny video, not like a huge parody, but just like
So where we cook like frozen mini corn dogs or something.
something a little more like something a little more
We
eccentric.
could do that rice.
Could do the rice. We could do my mom's mac and
We
cheese.
could do the mac and cheese.
So basically, we would have to do 2 half pans, so we could throw a half pan in the oven while the other one's already baked.
Mhm.
So then when you time split it, you don't have to sit there and wait 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Those are tricks of the trade, you know.
Yeah, the rice one would be pretty simple because it's 30 minutes cook time. That's it.
Oh yeah, we can do, but that's you giving up that rice recipe.
It's on the internet anyways. It's not
Okay.
like it's a fancy.
I thought it was a
secret.
fan like.
No, not really. I watched her cook it a couple times, and so I kind of got the idea of it, and then I looked up some recipes online and kind of switched them around a little bit. It's great rice, and if other people want to make it, more power to you. It's amazing. It's arroz con gandules.
Now, going inside joke as much as we can, a thought just popped into my head that I have to know the answer to now. Old photos, did you get those back?
No, I did not.
Okay, so
Yeah,
we'll talk
no,
about that later.
no,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I did not.
Okay, because we never talked about that.
Yeah, no,
Because
I didn't.
I was at a party,
Yeah.
and you just came off a party.
Mhm.
And
I
so
know,
we
it
didn't
was
talk
out
to
of
each other
country
for
a
like
couple days. Yeah.
18 hours because we were both just. We had our day break from. Oh yeah, let's talk about Sober October.
Oh man. So I fucked up Sober October royally. I did way better at Miracle May.
Mm-hmm.
Way better.
Probably the name. October's
October's
a hard month.
October is a hard. There's just so many things. So for me, the first week of October, I have a family reunion, and that is the first Saturday of the month. And my little brother's birthday. Shout out Travis Murdoch. His
Travis!
birthday is on the 6th. Sometimes those days fall on the same. I think it's only happened like 2-3 times. But so I drink on both of those occasions. And then after that is Halloween, and there's normally a couple of Halloween parties. It's just a rough month. But like the crazy
Halloween
thing is,
especially.
I didn't drink on Travis' birthday. I didn't drink on the family reunion day. I
Yeah.
didn't drink on Halloween.
Yeah.
I ended up drinking on a Wednesday. It was like the second Wednesday of the month. I went golfing,
Mm-hmm.
and
I remember.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's
Nope.
hard for me to drink and not golf,
Yep.
or golf and not drink. You know,
Both.
yeah, both. And then we ended up going to the bar after that, and I had a
Crazy night.
great time.
Yeah.
Stayed out till about 3 a.m. on a Wednesday,
I was waiting at home.
Thursday morning.
I was waiting at home to play video games.
I FaceTimed him, and it just didn't happen.
No.
And then another couple weeks later, it was like, what is it, Tuesday?
I think might have almost been a Monday. You went and watched football.
Might have been a Monday. I can't remember. I went golfing.
There was one where you went to a late game. You went and watched a late game with somebody, and then you just.
I'm talking about the one that I sent you the AMF on.
Oh,
What
that
day
was
that?
that was Tuesday. No, that was
Tuesday?
Monday.
Was it a Monday? It was another day during the week, and I did the same thing. I went golfing, and then I went out and
It's the day after my last. It's the day before my last podcast.
that one. Oh yeah, because you had like a little 35-minute, 40-minute podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was. Wait, was that? Man, this is so tough to figure out when that was.
Well, it was that day.
Yeah,
Whatever
that
that
day.
day was. So I ended up cheating on Sober October, I think 3 times altogether. And each time I cheated on it, the hangovers were colossal. They were crazy. Like, I've never had a worse hangover my entire life than those 3. The first one was worse than the other ones. But it was just, I was in bed for like 20, I had to take a day off of work. Like, I called them and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to come in. I'm going to have to push this.
So we started September 28th.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was gonna go through the whole month anyways because I had to work. I worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So today's Monday. I worked this last weekend. But last weekend I went to a birthday party. I got invited to it, and I said the only way I go to this birthday party is because we were gonna do the whole month of October plus 2 days.
We're gonna give ourselves
two-
one time to fuck up.
Well, he had 2 dates. He had the Christmas, the Halloween party.
My cousin was supposed to get married too, and that ended up getting pushed.
Yeah. So, anyways, we had 2 days essentially that we gave each other that you could just cheat if you wanted to.
My beard looks weird.
And so basically, I was like, I'm good. And then I got invited to this birthday party. So since Cut technically already cheated twice, which he was very open and honest about.
Yeah, and couldn't hide it.
Because it's like giving your buddy a mulligan in golf.
Yeah.
You just kick it out of the sand. I don't give a shit this
Yeah,
time.
fuck it. Use the old foot wedge.
Yeah. So it was kind of like that. But I was like, no, I think I'm going to stay strong. And then I went to a party. Because if you go to a birthday party and you're not drinking, you gotta.
Nobody likes the sober guy at the birthday party.
You gotta tell everybody why you're a little bitch.
Yeah, nobody likes the sober guy at the birthday party.
And so I just said, well, if I drive 2 hours away to go to this birthday party, which I want to go to, I want to have a good time.
Yeah.
So
and you had a great time.
I had a great, crazy time. And the next day, the hangover was one of the worst things I've ever lived through to this day as a 30-year-old adult. I talked about it. I wanted to take off work 100%. It was a Tuesday night. I recorded the podcast on Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I feel like I was playing video games. Anyways, oh no, it was Tuesday night. I recorded the podcast on Tuesday. It released on Wednesday, Tuesday night. So yeah. So anyways, I had to think of when I was off this last week. But yeah, so that one day of going sober for almost 25, almost 25 days straight, and then drinking above the recommended dosage of alcohol in that
Definitely
night.
not FDA approved.
Yeah, definitely bad, harmful for your body. The next day was terrible. I talked about it a little bit. I was just like, hey guys, I just had a wild night. And it's hard. It's like when you're with your buddies who are at that level and you don't want to be the bitch and you're still one of the boys, but you're like the lamest boy sometimes because you're not out there partying like that.
Yeah.
You're partying. Like, look, I like to have a good time.
Oh yeah.
But we had a great time. But I love those friends to death, to fucking death. But I was just like, man, these guys are men. I'm a little boy. I mean, if I compared myself to my friends partying, I would have to compare it to you chugging with Matt.
Oh man.
Because we were on deployment and we poured a whole beer into a cup and they were chugging and Cut's just like swing.
It was a beer with a shot in it.
Yeah.
And we decided we were going to race because he called me out. He's like, oh, I'll beat you in a chug. And I was like, there's no fucking way. He goes, yeah, we'll chug these beers. And I went up to him. I was like, all right, put your shot of Jack in it. And I poured mine in there so he couldn't not.
And
he put his in. And I just, less than 3 seconds. And he was just like.
Halfway through, he's like, oh, this is so bad. I'm sitting over here enjoying my gin and rip it.
Oh, classy boy.
And y'all are chugging. And I'm sitting here. Man, dude.
I think it was 2 shots of Jack and a Frank's.
Yeah, and the thing is, too.
1 shot of Jack and a Frank's, and I had another Frank after that, because there's 3-drink limit. And I had one to just sip on.
Yeah. If there would have been more open cash available at that location, I would have made $1 million. I would have gave people 6 to 1, 7. I would have gave people 14 to 1 odds right there. Because Matt, looking at him as a specimen, he's under 5'11".
He's not fit to fight.
And not only have I never seen this little ginger.
I love you, Matt.
I love you, Matt, too. You'll never listen to this. You'll never fucking hear it. Matt doesn't listen to this shit. Look, we're 6'3", okay? I love being 6'3".
6'3", 220 plus. I'm probably pushing 240 at the moment.
I'm 217. I want to get to 205. And not right now, not during this month.
Yeah, no, I'm getting big.
These next 2 weeks, I'm gonna get fat, boy.
Ooh.
But looking at Matt's stature, and this is middle of the deployment, by the way. This is
it was a couple months in.
weightlifting an hour and a half after every shift and playing basketball and still
drinking
and drinking
and going to work sometimes on time.
But this is coming from a guy that I've seen party compared to a guy that's not working out who's under 5'11".
He might have went to the gym 5 times.
Maybe.
The whole time we were there.
I don't remember.
He might have. Him and Munger, they'd be pushing it. That's a good question. Who went to the gym more on deployment?
Munger at least went 7 times. Not consecutively.
No.
Munger, fuck you. Thanks for listening. I know you listened to a couple.
When Munger would go to the gym, he'd make a point to come up to you and be like, "Hey, dog, what up?"
Yeah.
He made sure you knew he was there.
Frank went out and visited Munger, and I was talking about Frank, and then I was talking a little bit of shit on Munger. So then Frank's like, "Yeah, we're watching the episode right now." So then I texted Munger. I was like, "Hey, man, I want to let you know that I openly talk shit about you, but in a good way." Because I said Munger is the best first 4 minutes of the game 3-point shooter you will ever fucking see. Because he'll come down the court.
Maybe. He's streaky. It's like a 50-50 chance you're going to get, like, primetime Melo or, like, the younger Curry brother.
If you can describe Munger as if this is Munger's average game, this is it.
20 shots taken no matter what.
But his average game, more than less, he comes out and makes probably the first 4 3-pointers of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a row, just his first 4 3-point shots. And then the stamina hits him. He starts holding his lower back. He's running He's running. If you measure it, if you say 1 to 100 from each end, Munger's running the middles, man. He's running 25 to 0 and 0 to 25.
Yeah, he's playing that point.
Or if it's at 50, yeah. So if the whole thing's 100 and each half is 50, he's running that 25 to 25 zone. And then, guys, I need a break. Now, in his defense, he has lost a lot of that additional weight.
Oh, yeah, no, he has.
And
he
I'm
actually
proud
looks
of
pretty
him.
good now, yeah.
Yes. But during his career that I known him, I was 257 fucking pounds going to Qatar because the last 3 weeks of me knowing I was going on deployment, I said there's nothing to do but to work out. So I went to Texas Roadhouse in Texas, in Lubbock, Texas, best steak I've ever had to this day. I ate a 32-ounce fucking steak with 4 rolls and 2 sides because I was deploying in 3 days, and that was probably the best meal I'm going to get for 187 days.
You weren't wrong.
And I knew that I was going to work out. So Munger and I were sitting next to each other on a plane, having a great time. I'm like, Munger's going to be my deployment guy. So instantly Munger gets put on a different schedule.
Completely different flight.
Yeah, but the first 2 days we were on the same schedule. We went and played basketball, and we went to the gym afterwards. I said, this is what I want my deployment to be like. The third day, I wake up. Hey, where you at, Munger? Munger goes, oh, yeah, I'm not going to make it today. My back's sore. I said, okay, man, I'll see you tomorrow. I went and worked out. I ran around the track for 45 minutes like I do. So a week and a half, 2 weeks go by. I find out Cut's coming out, and finally he's there. The very first day that Cut gets there, he goes, hey, man, I'm not doing shit. You want to go to the gym? And I said,
I had just moved into my room. It was the very first day I'd gotten there. I think the only thing I had done prior to that was get a haircut because I showed up with my hair like looking like this. Like it was maybe not quite as bad.
I'd say
maybe
about
half the
a
length.
quarter-inch shorter at least.
It was pretty long, but what I would do is I would slick it back. I'd, have that little G-Eazy look thing.
It's in girth, not length.
Yeah, it's not in length. It's in the fucking.
There's a certain length you can have it to your collar
head.
and your ears, but that's what. But if you
that was the thing. I had the back tapered up.
Yeah.
But the top of my head, I had this slick back, a little greaser look.
But the barber that we paid for, that you paid for more, faded it in regs.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
I used to pay $40 per haircut to get this guy to do it properly. Anyways, so in transit, I didn't have any gel or anything because it was in my checked baggage and in my carry-ons. I had to have at least 2 changes of clothes just in case they lost my shit.
Yeah,
because it happens all the time.
Yeah.
So I didn't have enough room to put my pomade in my fucking carry-on. So I had my hair just flopping around on the plane, and little did I know, I was sitting 2 rows over from the Security Forces commander
For that deployment.
in Qatar. Yeah, for the deployment. Shout out Colonel Borders. Not a bad guy. I won, though. I kept my shaving waiver. Eat a dick.
Oh, by the way, winning that fucking flag football game.
Oh, man, that was great.
Uh,
That's the crazy thing about that is I had just rolled my ankle like 2 days prior to that. So I rolled my ankle 5 times, the same ankle, 5 times on that deployment.
Yeah.
Never got seen by medical for it because I didn't want to take time off.
Yeah.
He dressed up like Andy Reid.
Yeah, so what happens is I was going to school and everybody knew it on flight because I told the flight chiefs and they thought I was getting my master's at the time, coaching and athletic administration. I just told them I went to a week-long football camp in California, the California Coaches Conference in 2016.
SoCal.
I met a professional NFL punter. I went through a week's worth. I took advanced theories and strategies for coaching football. Shit I enjoyed. You wake up, and they had hot coffee and donuts every morning, paid for by the family, very loving family. And then 7:30, 8 o'clock, if you're there early, they're just old dudes talking about formations in football. And I'm coming in at fucking 26 years old and just like listening to
Just
these
absorbing information.
Yeah, you know, because my backup plan is if I don't become a famous comedian, I'm just going to work a job and coach football.
It's not a bad job.
I'll probably have to take down all of this and burn it to a DVD set that you can only buy like on Amazon. But anyways, so we were on deployment, and then so I'm going through this coaching thing, and then the flight chiefs were like, we really don't have the time for it. Do you want to do it? And I was like, fuck yeah. So instead of playing, because I'm pretty decent. I'm not like
he's a good player.
Yeah,
I'd give him a solid B grade as
I'm
far
the
as Security
greatest-
Forces players.
greatest underrated player you'll ever play against.
I'd give you a B. I'd give myself a B plus healthy. I'd give Duckett an A minus, and I'd give LG an A plus.
Yeah. The only thing with me though is when I get graded by people who have never played me, they give me a D minus.
Oh, easy, yeah. You don't have the body type of a
Or
decent
the-
football player.
Or the face.
With a face or nothing. You don't look like you play. You look like you fucking coach.
Hey guys.
Yeah. You look like you coach.
But then
This fool literally dances circles around people on a flag football field, and it's ridiculous.
I use the
It's
hips.
slowest fucking circles you've ever seen, but they all miss.
And what's weird too is like
I've tried to pull those flags before. They just disappear.
What's weird too is I'll look so I move so slow.
It's the same thing with basketball too. First time we played flight PT basketball with him, I'm like, man, this guy probably fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And then he comes up doing his fucking goofy little spin moves and dribbling, and then he just drains a jump shot. It's like, what the fuck was that?
And then I'm a little bit of ambidextrous, so I have a decent left-handed behind the back dribble.
Little James Harden to him.
Yeah, and then I also when I'm very streaky a little bit, but when I'm in that zone, I'm fucking like the last time I was in that zone is when I played with Earl.
Yeah.
And he brought me to his boys that he's played with, and I get picked like 5th because of my height. Very first 3-pointer, I drained it, and this dude goes, "I'll take that every time." And then the second time I was wide open, and then my teammate literally said, "Shoot that, big man," and I made it. That's when your dick's just fucking hard. And then
throw it on the table. You're just like.
And then the dude who was guarding me was like 5'11", but he was one of those guys that looks like they're super good at softball, but like they look like they're only good at slow pitch softball.
Gotcha.
But so he was like not joking, but he like leaned in and he was like, "You're not gonna score another motherfucking point on me." And I was like, haha, haha. And he was like, "No, I'm fucking serious."
And you hit him with
Well, no, dude, I was like catching, shooting, jumping at my peak, which I never did ever. Just the cleanest releases, like almost like the euphoria of shooting in slow motion.
Oh, yeah.
Like grabbing the ball, jumping up, adjusting in air, and right at the peak, just fucking releasing at the top of your arc, and again, he's 5'11", and then when it releases, it just whops, and you're just like, I'm making those. Yeah. I've had days where like I get past the ball twice and I miss, and I'm not getting the ball the rest of the game.
That's how I played that. Best basketball I ever played was right before I deployed to Afghanistan.
2K later.
Oh yeah, 2K.
Yeah.
Best basketball I ever played right before I deployed to Afghanistan. My first deployment. I was married at the time. I was playing a lot of basketball with Duckett, and LG would come out sometimes, and I started honing my 3-point shot. I'd never been good at shooting threes before that. But what I decided was I'd square up with the rim instead of doing like the 1 foot forward, how a lot of people do. I'd square up perfectly to where it was like taking like a power stance almost.
Mm-hmm.
elbow tucked in super tight, and I would shoot, and I'd only jump like a couple inches. I wouldn't take my full jump, but like my release was so fast that it didn't matter, and I was probably shooting like 80% to be completely honest at that time. I played against Census a few times. I played against Butler, and they were all like, "Wow, I didn't know you could shoot like that." And then I deployed. Didn't play it all in the deployment.
Right.
Didn't play it all after my divorce.
Right.
Didn't play it all until I got to Qatar. And I just
you got some Kyrie threes.
I just was not. Yeah, no, I got the Kyries. Ended up selling those, and then I got the
Chalmers.
Yeah, I sold them to Chalmers. Shout out Chalmers.
Chalmers, we love you. Hey,
stop being a bitch.
Hit a motherfucker up. Where's my phone?
And then I also bought the LeBron James 10 Cobalts, the blue and white ones, and I still have those in the back of my trunk. Anyways, when we first started really hanging out was on that deployment. I saw him the first day.
Hey, Chalmers.
Oh, yeah.
Chalmers, hit a motherfucker up.
Going live.
Look, we're on the podcast. We're talking about Chalmers on the podcast.
Bitch.
We love you.
Yeah, I know we do.
Hey, remember PB&J time, Chalmers?
Oh, man.
Dude.
PB&J.
Hey, on the podcast, hashtag Chalmers. If you're listening, hit me up on Twitter. Hashtag Chalmers.
50 cal. Damn. Didn't get it in there.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, not a bad guy.
Fuck him.
But yeah, it was my first day.
Lineup.
My first day in Qatar, and I just moved into my room, got a haircut because the commander yelled at me, and I walk out of my room because I was gonna go to the DFAC, and I think that's what we did. I saw you guys. I was like, hey, what are you guys doing? You guys are like, oh, we're going to the DFAC, and I was like, word, I'll roll with you, and we're walking there.
Oh yeah, I met you in like the middle of the sidewalk.
Yeah, because we just happened to be walking there at the same time, and I was supposed to go with Goinslavos, but I saw you guys and I was like, fuck that dude, I'm gonna go with these guys.
Yeah, I was like, you're your partner.
Yeah, no. So I walked with you guys and I was asking you, I was like, man, yeah, I need to find like a workout partner, because that's what I did on my first deployment. I found a workout partner. We pushed each other. We were kind of the same strength levels, and
yeah,
you're like, well, I'm gonna be working out with Munger, and then you leaned in, you're like, but I don't think he's gonna go all that often.
Yeah, because at that point he wasn't.
Yeah, and I was like, word, we'll just fucking go together, and if Munger shows up too.
I think we actually even talked to Munger, like the three of us could work out together.
Yeah, I was like, if Munger shows up too, we can throw him in the rotation, and it might take like an extra 20 minutes to get our workouts done, but it's not a big deal.
3 weeks later, we just stopped texting him about it.
Yeah, no, we just stopped. Yeah. But me and you worked out together for a really long time.
You had a better bench.
For the first little bit, we were pretty even on just about everything.
Yeah. And
then we started working out more, and I ended up with a better bench by about the same amount as you were better than me at deadlifts.
So squats we were dead even.
Yeah, I think squats we were dead even.
You definitely had the bench.
I definitely
had the shoulder press.
I had shoulder press.
And then biceps.
I had pull-ups on you too. You just couldn't do fucking pull-ups. I always felt bad for you too.
Can't do them.
It's like, man, that sucks. But you still did them. You hung in there and you just do them to failure. You ended up getting, what did you get? You get like 5 altogether?
I think
5 per rep, which isn't bad.
I think I did 5. I did 3 with chains.
Yeah.
And I did 5 without chains.
5 without, yeah. And I was sitting at about 9 to 10.
But like, I just, unless I'm under 205.
He would beat me at deadlift by like 50 pounds. Like I was struggling.
That was the first time I ever deadlifted either. Like,
yeah, because I couldn't. You just got a wider trunk than I do. Like you're like your torso area. You just got the wide ass rib cage, and
I think too is like the form that you deadlift, the proper form. I'm not very strong bench wise, but like physically, like picking like weird shit up and like, you know, like I can use a lot of my body.
Because I think I got my bench max when I was there. I think it was 285, and I
did 225 once, and I was proud.
Yeah, I remember the first time I hit 225 there. I had that dude. What was his name? Minshew.
Yeah.
I had Minshew spot me, and I repped it out 7 times, and I was like, sorry, I didn't need you.
Yeah.
But my deadlift, I was barely getting 350. Barely.
Yeah, I was.
And you were doing 405 for reps, and I was like, God.
I was trying to do 475. I never could get it, but I was doing like.
I didn't hit 405 the whole time we were out.
So
there.
every time we did deadlifts, I would warm up with 10 225s.
Mm-hmm.
I would go to like 300, and I'd say, let's see how I feel. So I do like 3, and be like, let's not waste the effort. And then I would do like 10 at 405, and then I would do like 8 at 420, and then I'd be like, all right, that's good. But I'd like, hey, let's fuck around and see if I can do 450. And then I would I got 450 a couple times, but I tried 475 because who the fuck wants 460? Yeah. I might as well go to 75s. Yeah. 420 is a good number.
It's a great number.
Yeah, so I never had the 475, but yeah, it was the first time I ever deadlifted. We bought chalk.
We did. We bought chalk. We bought we had like a
I
weight
actually
belt.
have that 450 recorded.
Nice.
So if you ever doubt me, I will upload it.
Yeah.
I put it in my brother's. I was the best man virtually at his wedding.
Oh yeah, I remember filming some of that for you.
So I was just like, yeah, I'm working out, and I was like in the gym, like working out. Like I had a Chuck Norris T-shirt on,
and like some America shorts. Or
yeah,
some shit.
dude, looking good though.
Yeah,
I left.
We left that deployment both looking really good.
Started 257, left at 217.
I ended up because it got to the point to where I wanted to gain weight, so I ended up leaving there at 230.
Yeah, but you were like,
but I was pretty lean.
You were
because I showed up at 230,
without being,
and then I dropped to 205.
as well. You can compliment as bro. You would hear other gym rats compliment your progress.
Yeah.
They're like, damn, cut, and I would just be like,
that was the coolest thing to me when.
And I was like, yeah, guys.
When Keola came up to me, what was his fucking
Miller?
name? Yeah, Miller. No. He came up one time. He goes, "Damn, bro, your arms are looking good," and I'm like, "Well, we're doing arms today, but thanks."
Yeah. And then,
that was always so cool hearing other people come in the gym because Keola, he was in great shape too. He looked really fucking good.
Yeah, he's definitely cut.
He was tan as fuck. I was always jealous of the tan.
We did the Bradley Martin.
Yeah, we did the Bradley Martin. It was
8 week.
Yeah, I can't remember what the name of it, but it was basically 4x12s.
Yeah, so 4 days on, 1 day off, 8 weeks in a row. We did it to like the T. And we even, on some boring days, threw in an extra arm day.
It was every other day was an arm day.
And so basically we would do that workout, and then on top of an arm day on those.
It wasn't always like a full arm day. We'd do like 3 sets or 4 sets of 12 for biceps.
Rob said it's always arm day.
Yeah, and Rob's arms were huge.
And so we finished this program, and then I'm still doing cardio. I'm doing like 30 minutes of cardio a day.
I didn't touch cardio.
And then so essentially it got to the point where
I did a couple times. We went into that little like treadmill room that was over by the Fox.
Oh yeah, I love that.
We went in there a few times, and I'd do like the stair stepper or like some shit next to you. We did a couple of warm-ups there.
Yeah, I just love cardio.
Yeah.
And so, but there's about 20 days to the end of the deployment when we finished where I'm pretty much at the weight already at 217. And we did arms day for like 4 out of 6 days in a row. Yeah. We just go to the gym. We're like, you want to fuck legs and do arm day? I'm like, fuck yeah. We just go do arms again. But yeah, all you do on deployment is work out.
It was a great time. That was probably my funnest deployment. The Afghan one was fun, but it wasn't as fun because I didn't get to meet a whole lot of dope people. Like I became really good friends with a guy, Kyle West from Massachusetts. Great fucking guy. Shout out to you, dude. You're never going to watch this, but he's a great dude. I spent a lot of time with him. He was like my bro. And then on that deployment with you, I went to Qatar or Kuwait, and I kicked it with a guy named Alex Smalden. Another good dude. Probably don't talk to you. He actually sells gear to the Air Force now.
Wow.
Oh, and I never got back to you. I was supposed to give you our S4 number, the Canon S4 number. And then I had you on the last one, and we still kick it today. And that was one of the cool things because like my deployment boys from my first 2, I wasn't stationed with them.
Right, and then
that was the cool thing about coming home is that we still got to kick it after.
We were on the same flight.
Mm-hmm.
We interacted with each other and didn't have like I was like, oh, yeah, that's a good guy, but like we never really hung out so much. We had a really good run at Euchre.
Yeah.
You came over to my one house, the nice house, one time. Mm-hmm. But then during deployment, you were like workout partner, and I was just like, and then basically when you
kicked it every day.
Yeah, and we were on the same flight, and I was like, I hope you get my off day.
Yeah, we ended up because I didn't get your off day at first. I ended up switching with Gunther.
Yeah,
because you talked to Carr, and you were like, hey, get my boy on my off day. That'd be dope. And Carr was like, all right, I'll ask around. And then Gunther was like, hey, I heard you're looking to be on element 4.
Yeah,
whatever the fuck element it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, of course I am. He's like, all right, we'll make it happen. So we made it fucking happen, and worked out for the better.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was a great fucking time.
Because, I mean, the good thing about Chom's is his was the day before.
Yeah.
So we, like, kind of had the, like, overlap day.
Mm-hmm. Like, our last day of work, we'd get off and meet him up at the Fox or whatever.
Yeah, or, like, play, like, we'd all sit in the same little room and play Legend of Zelda and not talk to each other.
Yeah.
Hilarious. But,
that was a good time.
Yeah, hey, we're going to wrap this up for episode 57.
Oh, yeah.
Any closing words, where to follow you? Twitch?
Hit me up on Twitch, Team Cut. I'm Dustin Cut on Instagram.
It's twitch.tv/TEAMCUT.
That's the one. I need more followers. I'm trying to get to 50, get that affiliate.
I'm at 32.
You're almost there. You're getting there. We need more people watching our shit too.
Yeah, I'm trying to make this a stream podcast stand-up comedy.
I have my average is 2.3.
Nice.
So I need to average like 5 people per.
Well, that
show.
24-hour stream, fucking.
Yeah,
I
no,
had
that probably
14
lift
at
to
one
do.
point.
Yeah,
It was
that probably
crazy.
lift to do a bunch. I'll have to do one of those. Maybe when I get back from this, in between my trips.
If we can plan a weekend out before Christmas, we can try.
Okay.
And if not, definitely in January of 2021.
Yeah, for sure. We can plan that out.
Yeah, because people were at
Maybe more games to play
poor
at that
Ricky
point, too.
Bobby, I think
Yeah.
it was. He was asking me, "When's your next one?"
Yeah, dude. He wants us to do. He was the one that wanted us to do the 12 days of Christmas thing, right?
I don't have that time. Even if
Yeah, no,
if I took
exactly.
12 straight days off,
We could probably do like a stream. It'll be like the 12 hours of Christmas or something like that, and we can do like a 12-hour stream. I'm down for that.
I have to work Christmas night. But if you're down we could do a Christmas Eve
We could do that.
extravaganza,
I'm down.
to where we
12 hours of Christmas Eve.
we stream 12. We stream at noon, so it'd
Noon to
be
midnight.
well. Actually, you play for more, so I'd have to play for 3 extra hours. So we could play from my noon to midnight, 12
Mhm.
hours before Christmas. But you start at 9 California time, and then if you wanted to, we could do essentially 13 hours altogether.
We can do that.
Too easy.
Yeah.
Fucking time lapse. So look forward
Yeah.
to that because I'm off Christmas Eve.
Really happy to be here. I'm sure I'll be on at least one more podcast.
We'll see if Gary wants to do a podcast.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's episode 57. Go.
57.
Thanks for listening and all that other jazz. And you
Go
guys.
Patriots.
Oh yeah, football.